Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am NURIN SOFIYA, a student representative council of Sunway University. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that many of us have been affected, which is unemployment, or to highlight more, our forum will discuss how AI can give a lot of impact to our job market. So our forum will be covering a range of topics from the impact of technology on the job market to the job that we can seek in the future. So sit back, stay relaxed everyone, and get ready to learn something new. That is why we've brought together a panel of experts to discuss the current state of the job market and what we can do to prepare ourselves for the jobs of the future. Let's get to know our panel. Our first panel, Mr. HEIKAL, a former unemployed hotel manager. Hi, Mr. Denny, how are you?
Hello, Assalamualaikum, Ms. Moderator, and to my fellow panelists. Thank you very much for the warm welcome.
Okay, next, we have Dr. Fatin Izzati, a lecturer in AI and future work. Hello, Dr. Fatin. Are you ready to share your knowledge with us today?
Hi.
Third panel is Ms. SORFINA BALQIS, a human resources officer. Hello, Ms. SORFINA. How have you been? I can feel your confidence shines through and your smile is very sweet over there.
Hello, Ms. Marita. Thank you.
Last but not least, we also have an expert, lecturer in microeconomic studies and political growth, Professor Madya Dr. Siti SYAFINAZ. Hi, Prof. How about you? Are you good?
Hi, I'm good. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Okay, before we go into the further discussion, do you actually know what is unemployment mean to us? So let me tell you, as defined by International Labour Organization, unemployment is a person aged 15 or over who simultaneously meets three conditions, which is being unemployed for a given week, being available to take a job within 2 weeks, or having actively seeking a job for less than 3 months. So by looking at the most recent statistic, the unemployment rate in Malaysia fell to 3.5% in April 2023 from 3.9% in the corresponding month of the previous year, and pointing to its lower level since February 2020. Meantime, the labour force participation rate edged up to 70% from 69.4% in the same month a year ago. With the rates fluctuating and new industries are emerging, it can be hard to keep up with the latest trends and opportunities. So there are some aspects that we can relate to our topic today, which is unemployment. Let's first have Mr. Denny. Mr. Denny, as we know by now, the hospitality industry has taken one of the hardest hits amongst all industries due to pandemic COVID-19. Could you please tell us a little bit about hospitality and tourism industry?
All right, so thank you, Miss Moderator, for the question. Firstly, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Denny HEIKAL. I was a former hotel manager for Angkasa Hotel in KL, and currently I am an entrepreneur. So back to the topic, which is about the hospitality industry. So I will just go briefly and go as simple as I could be. The hospitality industry, which plays a significant role in the country's economy, has been severely impacted by various factors, mainly you could say COVID-19. The tourism and hospitality sectors in Malaysia have traditionally been major employers, whereby they provide opportunities for a diverse range of individuals, starting from entry level to manager levels. So with the decline in international travel, restrictions on movement, and reduced business activities, hotels and other related businesses have struggled to stay afloat. So this has led to a significant increase in job losses and unemployment within the industry. Based on an article written by Sukrit Dogra in 2020, which was published by EHL Insights, the article states that the United Nations World Tourism Organization expects the international tourists will be down by 20 to 30% in 2020 when compared to the last year. all businesses, regardless of size, are facing serious challenges, especially those in the aviation, tourism, and hospitality industry, with a real threat of significant declines in revenues, insolvencies, and job losses in specific sectors. So this shows by the time that I was laid off, which is during the 2019-2020 period, starting of COVID-19, not just in Malaysia, however, in other countries as well, such as Indonesia, Singapore, and especially China, the industry that I was in, which is the tourism and hospitality industry, was severely impacted and has faced a really, really huge downfall over the years. And yes, I know now the unemployment rate has been improving lately. However, the hospitality industry is still trying to recover from that hard downfall, and we wish all the best for those who are still in that industry. Thank you very much. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Danny. I think one of the reasons is because our country needs to ban the international travel for safety concern. This makes a lot of hotel and restaurant workers have lost their jobs. Poor people, right? Okay, next, Dr. Fatin. How about your opinion regarding the uses of AI in the workplace?
Hi. Thank you, Miss NURIN. So in today's modern era, we are always surrounded by advanced technology. The advancement of technology has a significant impact on our daily life, and it does not exclude the workplace. The introduction of AI in the workplace has significantly altered our life. The way of working become easier, but at the same time, a little troublesome. So as a young people, they might find it easy to adapt, but middle age and above might find it difficult. But with a human AI collaboration, human spatial knowledge and talent, and productivity. So as a lecturer in artificial intelligence and future work at Tele University, so my perspective on this matter is using incredibly advanced technology provide both positive and negative aspect for life in the workplace. So that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fatin. The introduction of AI in the workplace has significantly altered our life. The way of working becomes easier, but at the same time, it can be a little troublesome. Good explanation, Dr. Fatin. Thank you for your sharing. Move on to the following panel, Ms. SORFINA. You as a HR officer, what jobs do you think are at risk in today's world?
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. And to answer your question, I believe that jobs in manufacturing, customer service, and food services are at risk. In manufacturing, robots are already being used to perform tasks that were once done by humans. For example, assembly line work in manufacturing. This leads to job losses in the manufacturing sectors as fewer humans are needed to do this task. Similarly, chatbots are increasingly being used to answer customer questions and resolve issues, providing efficient and accurate support. In food services, robots are also being used to take orders and deliver food. For example, at the Johnny's restaurant, I believe we all have been there, and we can see that they use a robot to deliver the food to the customer instead of the human waitress. So yeah, I think that's the main jobs that are at risk right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sorfina. Even though many jobs are at risk, we don't have to worry much because there are still many other jobs that require our profession. Right, Ms. Sorfina? Okay, Professor SYAFINAZ. Dr. Fatin already explained on how the uses of AI in workplace. So what do you think is the common misunderstanding about artificial intelligence?
First of all, thank you to our moderator. And let me answer the question. So, as we all know, AI-powered technology such as natural language, processing image, and audio recognition. Well, with AI, we are able to process and analyze vast amount of data quickly, making it easier to find and access information we needed. But from my point of view as a lecturer in macroeconomics, I could say that we should view this situation optimistically. Yet there is the rainbow after the rain. If people are fearing out about the job replacement by AI, people should be bear in mind that the world is evolving, we are evolving, and so does technology and the job profession. However, despite the prediction of doom, history offers reason to be optimistic about AI and its impact on work and employment. So jobs have changed and evolved throughout the history, which has resulted in creation of new professions that were previously inconceivable. Well, like we can see in 20th centuries, which is typing was seen as the desired and decent job, and typists were high in demand. As computer grew in popularity and typing got easier, the demand fell away and the profession nearly became extinct. But thanks to the same trends, the demand for the web designer, graphic designer, and also copy editors increased. Right? Which bring us to, it means that understanding which jobs and industry are at risk and how AI will become part of them. That's all we need to do. But AI and automation are most useful in conjunction with human roles, where people can offer the complex decision-making skills or human touch that the machine lacks. So we shouldn't be worried about that. And that's where we started to see the light in revolution and technology, where it has much more profession to offer, which we call the jobs of the future. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you for your explanation, Professor SYAFINAZ. So we already know each other's opinion about how they relate their points towards unemployment. Unemployment is a complex issue that affects millions of people around the world, whether due to economic downturns, technological changes, or other factors. Job loss can have a profound impact on people's life. We will discuss in a more intense way on what our panel already briefed. Let's again have Mr. Denny, as a former unemployed hotel manager, to elaborate more about the effect of unemployment.
All right, so thank you very much, Ms. Moderator, for the question. As we know, unemployment has various of negative impacts. However, they do have positive impacts, but the negative impact is more likely to happen. So the first impact is regarding difficulty in career growth. There was a survey conducted which involved over 500 job seekers and 559 hiring executives. 77% of job seekers agree that it is easy to get a job if you already have one. And 83% of hiring executives agreed upon unemployed individuals as being more desperate for work compared to those who are currently employed. It means unemployed individuals won't think twice before they land a job because they are desperate. So this will affect their career growth as a whole. The second impact is regarding limited negotiation power, or in other words, limited credibility. Unemployed individuals cannot demand the terms they want, which involves position, salary, and benefits. They need to accept anything that is laid on the table because they need to make ends meet. Alright, so for the third impact is regarding employment gaps. So for those who don't know what employment gaps are, is the gaps in the section in our resume which involves our working experience, whereby we put our working years and where do we work. And if there's a gap in that resume, employers often consider employment gaps as a significant factor when reviewing applicants' resume. It will create an unfavorable impression, whereby employers will assume that we are lazy and unambitious if there are huge employment gaps. It could be either 1 year gap or 2 year gaps, depending on our situation, whereby this will create a negative perception from the employers. So the fourth impact is quite crucial, which is regarding physical and mental health. Researchers at Penn State or Pennsylvania State University, which is one of the best research university in the US, they conducted a study involving over 6,400 individuals aged 27 to 49 regarding the impact of unemployment on physical health. Based on the study, they found out that frequent periods of unemployment had poorer health by the age of 50 than employed individuals. So this is what I call a not so fun fact for us all. And based on the study as well, they found out that those who are unemployed are incapable of affording medical care. So as we know, medical care is quite crucial for nowadays, especially for families and even individuals. So there was another study that was conducted at the University of Nevada. They found out that individuals with jobs are 4 times more likely to have access to healthcare compared to those who are employed. Unemployed individuals significantly have a high risk of experiencing depression, stress, anxiety, and even could commit suicide. Based on an article written by Elvis Picardo in 2022 that was published by Investopedia. In the article, it states that unemployment can also have a negative effect on mental state of those who are still employed. They may become more concerned about losing their jobs or to be hesitant to search for other employment because they have a false belief that they are lucky to be employed at all. When companies are trying to cut costs, they often reduce their workforce as one of their cost-saving measures. Those workers who are left to do more work after a company lays off part of their staff are not likely to receive any additional compensation for the extra hours they are working. So from this article and from these statements, what we can see is that unemployment doesn't just affect those who are unemployed. However, it does also affect those who are still employed, which is quite sad for them. They are employed, but yet they are still part of the negative impact of it. They will feel like they are next. They will feel like they are going to be unemployed next. So this will create a delusion in their mind, whereby it will create an unfavorable how do you call it, an unfavorable state in their mind, whereby they will feel that everything is not where it's supposed to be, whereby people will feel like they don't want to work there anymore. They want to search for other jobs outside of the industry maybe. And the last but not least point is less overall satisfaction. So to put it in simple terms, just imagine yourself climbing up stairs about to reach your goals, or maybe you already have reached your goals, and yet you crumble and you fall really hard, which that was my story actually back in 2020 when I was a hotel manager. I fall real bad. Everything was I couldn't even explain it in proper words, but it was quite crazy back then, which this led to a low morale and a low self-esteem person, which was me 2 or 3 years ago. So based on the points that I've stated, based on the opinions that I've shared, I could conclude that unemployment is not something we should look down upon, since it has been a major problem mainly towards a country's economy and even societies, which involves individuals and families. We should all be grateful for what we have, and we should have a sense of empathy towards those who are facing hard times. That is all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Denny. I can't deny from what Mr. Denny said according to the physical and mental health. Of course, losing a job can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. Financial stress can also be a major factor, causing individuals to worry about how they can provide for themselves and their families. All of these factors can lead to a decline in mental health and well-being. It is important for individuals who are struggling with unemployment to seek support from their social networks to help manage their mental health. So, as I said before, our forum will be focusing more on how AI actually gives a big impact to our job market. This happens when the technology has dominated human workers. For example, AI can perform tasks like manufacturing, packaging, and delivery. So, as we can see, AI has automated jobs that were previously done by humans. So let's have Dr. Fatin Izzati, a lecturer in AI and future work, to add more about the impact of AI on the workplace.
Okay. From my reading, I have read an article that by Aaron Lim at the online newspaper by The Guardian. With AI will take some job, but mass employment is not inevitable. So she has stated this one statement: 7,800 jobs could be replaced by AI and automation over time. It will cut up to 55,000 jobs by 2030, with about 10,000 predicted to be replaced by AI. So this statement shows that the potential of AI to take over the workplace in the future is getting bigger and bigger. So the rise and development of artificial intelligence may progress, which causes us to be aware of the passage of time. So AI is one of the advanced technology that leave a significant impact on the workplace. Although AI will eliminate some jobs, but mass employment is unavoidable. Even though businesses still must adapt to technology advancement to stay relevant in the market economy. So they have to adapt to it to stay competitive and profitable in the market. So with AI, human role in the workplace become easier. AI did a fantastic job by completing detailed and trivial things without missing anything. So human can focus more on interpreting and analyzing the data that AI generate for us. And AI also can help smoothen the business operation and grow bigger by developing products and services that offer 24 hours availability. Thirdly, strategically balance the role of and human. So by strategically balance the roles, it's human. As a user of a chat box, we know that it provides 24-hour service. But there's a time when humans play a key role in comprehending and answering difficult questions that may arise. So while AI are battling at handling straightforward queries, human is better at handling complex queries. So we need to use AI in a moderate amount because it also requires a lot of money for maintenance and limitation. So last but not least, by using AI, the rise of new job opportunity. So by this method, new profession might rise due to the demand in the market. So just like how Miss SYAFINAZ stated, we know that the rise of new job of AI. And so even though company nowadays also prefer someone who familiar with technology than someone who does not familiar with it. So that's all for me.
Thank you, Dr. Fatin. Such a great sharing that you give to us. Wow, from the point of view that Dr. Fatin shared with us before, we can see how extreme technology is now. According to a University of Chicago study, the unemployment rate drops by at least 0.18% when we add just one machine that can replace for every 1,000 workers. But still, bear in mind there are some jobs are still at risk being replaced by AI, include data entry and customer service. Overall, the decision to use AI or human workers will depend on the specific tasks at hand and goals of the organization. Next, we know that many jobs have been taken by the technology. So here, we bring you Ms. SORFINA BALQIS to consult the strategies that we can use to overcome job displacement.
Hello, okay, so as an human resources officer with a background in organizational development and talent management, I stand with the other panelists on how AI and automation bring both challenges and opportunities for the workplace. After extensive research and consideration, I strongly agree with the suggestion made by Aaron Lee, a lecturer in artificial intelligence and the future of work, and the recommendation put forth by the Malaysian Federation of Employers, MEF President Datuk Dr. Sheikh Usman on overcoming job displacement caused by AI and automation. One crucial aspect is retraining, reskilling, and lifelong learning. It is vital for individuals to actively learn new skills that are in demand, enhancing their marketability to employers. Government and private sector programs provide numerous opportunities for continuous upskilling and retraining, promoting AI literacy and critical thinking. For instance, the Human Resources Development Corporation (HRD Corp) organized the National Training Week (NTW), offering 5,000 free courses throughout various channels such as remote learning, physical courses, and hybrid learning. This initiative equipped the workplace with the relevant work skill and knowledge for the future. As an human resources myself, I have heard many employers express concern about university graduates, especially on their communication skill, teamwork, decision-making, and problem solving. To address this, universities should update their curriculum to align with the changing demand of the job market, particularly in terms of technical skill. I personally suggest that university can incorporate industry standard software such as Vendor, Salesforce, or Adobe Creative Suite into their curriculum. Regular assessment should also be conducted to align the curriculum with industry feedback and trends. This ensures that students gain practical skills and knowledge that are in demand by employers, alongside the technical theoretical knowledge that they learn in the university. Lastly, tailored initiative for high-risk industries. They are most vulnerable to job displacement. These industries require targeted assistance and support. An example is the Malaysian government establishment of the HRICOP, a government agency that provides training and development programs for workers in all sectors. Policy makers need to develop more of these policies and initiatives to help the workers in all of the sectors so that they can have a financially stable jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sorfina. From what I have listened to, here I want to emphasize that education can help individuals gain the necessary skills and knowledge to succeed in the job market. By providing training and education, individuals are better equipped to compete for available jobs and more likely to be successful in their careers. Education can also reduce structural unemployment by ensuring workers have the skills that are in demand in the job market. Take note all the strategies that Ms. Sorfina already shared with us that we can use it in the future. Moving to the next session, we have already heard about the strategies to overcome job displacement. So now, let's invite Professor Madya Dr. SYAFINAZ to share what jobs that are still exist in the future.
Okay, so hello, we meet again. Thank you for our moderator again. So what is the new job that might be existed for the upcoming years? Well, first of all, we need to understand that job replacement may be fear-sparking factors to the community, since people are not ready to adapt with the new situation. But the point here is, they must be adapt to this technology shift to remain competitive and profitable. The advent of computer gave birth to the countless sectors and transformed our way of life, mostly for the better. But I believe that AI can repeat this very trick if we get it right. Okay? As the technology growing exponentially, the economic cycle is facing recession as the demand for the goods and services start declining rapidly and steadily in this phase. Thus, the demand for the worker is to be happen in declining rate. But it is normal actually. Okay, in macroeconomy, it is normal that the phase that bound to be happen in any country of the business cycle. And naturally, after the mass unemployment, there will be recovery phases where the economy start to move and start to grow positively. And it begins to recover from this phase and the turnaround in the economy. Okay? So for the upcoming years, I believe that the recovery phase will offer many more exciting and new profession for the new generation, where we shouldn't be worried about. We shouldn't be afraid of for the mass underemployment. And as it is stated in the article from the chief scientist from Salesforce.com, it is offered a number of reasons for his belief that automation will not be a net displacer of jobs in the next decade. Driven by the revolution in education and technology, the very nature of work will have changed radically. So in many classes of jobs, robots will continue to be poor labor substitute. So we shall not worry about that. Just like Mrs. ISMI Sorfina said just now, her concern about the lack of soft skill our fresh grads have. Well, me myself as macroeconomics lecturer, I also always remind my students to upskilling and reskilling themselves to stay competitive, and maintain their value, their self-value and self-profitable. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Madya Dr. SYAFINAZ. There are a lot of things that we can learn and use from your words. While AI and automation are lead to some job loss, there are many jobs likely to remain in demand in the future, such as healthcare and sales marketing. These are just few examples of jobs that are likely to remain in the future. However, it is important to note that the job market is constantly evolving and workers will need to be adaptable and willing to learn new skills in order to stay competitive. So what do you think, panelists? Did we cover everything that we needed to in this discussion, or is there more to be said? I think we have covered everything we need to. As we've heard from our panelists today, there are many factors that contribute to the state of the job market, from technological advancement to changes in the global economy. But there are also many things that we can do to prepare ourselves for the jobs of the future, such as developing new skills, building a strong network, and staying open to new opportunities. It is important to reflect on the impact that the job market has on our life and communities. Unemployment rates can have far-reaching consequences, from financial insecurity to social and emotional stress. That is why it is crucial that we stay informed about the latest trends in the job market and work together to create opportunities and support systems for those who are struggling to find a work. I would like to thank everyone for their participation in this discussion. It is very valuable and insightful. Let's catch up again soon. Have a great day.